They went into last season as the Premier League winners. They ended up in 7th place under David Moyes. But I think they'll regain their title, and at 9-2 under Louis van Gaal, Manchester United, because they've got no European football this season and they've made strengthened changes to the squad, there seems to be the right atmosphere at Old Trafford, and I think they're the value to win back their title. City at 11-4 aren't a bad price. Chelsea are the market leaders at 37-20, with Arsenal the same price as United at 9-2 and Liverpool at 10s. But at the prices, there's been money for them already. I'm going for Manchester United to win back their Premier League title. There's plenty of excitement in the Premier League all the way to the end of the season, but I'll tell you what, with 13 clubs figured at single-figure prices for the relegation, that's where the real action's going to be this season. And my 3 against the field to be relegated are the odds-on chances: Burnley, who are 3-5. I think they'll get a few points. It won't be a complete disaster, but I think they'll struggle to be there come the end of the season, and I'm sure they're going to be in the relegation mix, mainly because I'm not sure how many points they're going to pick up away from home. And then 2 teams to really struggle. Swansea, I wasn't impressed with them at all last season, and they had 1 or 2 lucky wins that just about kept them up. They could have been right in the mire if they hadn't had 1 or 2 good wins at the end of the season. Away from home, they'll need to improve. The home form kept them in it last year. They've lost a few players, and I think that their value to go down at 5-1. But Southampton, that's where the real value is, at 6-1. There's been money for them all summer. What have they done? They've sold their virtual squad. They've sold the spine of the team. There's no morale there at all. I respect Koeman. He did a good job at Feyenoord. He was an excellent player, but he'll need a miracle to keep them up. They're the value play at 6-1 to be relegated in the Premier League. The top goal scorer in the Premier League is always a fascinating market to bet on, and this year's no exception. It might be best to wait just a couple of weeks, because I don't think he's going to start in the first game this weekend and may well drift. But Robin van Persie is the man who I think is going to take all the beating come the end of the season. I fancy United to win the league, and I quite like the 5-1 price, but I do think it'll drift, especially if 1 or 2 of the big boys bang in some goals this weekend. Sergei Aguero at 11-2 if he stays fit. It'll always be a high scorer for Manchester City, who are the current second favourites to win the Premier League. And Diego Costa at 13-2 would be my 3rd pick. He was outrageous last season for Atletico Madrid. He's the perfect foil for Mourinho's side. He was in goal-scoring form in midweek in their win against Sociedad. And at 13-2, Chelsea fans will be steaming in to Costa to top the scoring charts. But because I've sided with United to regain their title, I'm going to stick with that man Van Persie. But just be careful, because he's not going to start on Saturday in the opening game. He may well drift out, but he's still the man to beat.